What's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Foolio. Now, Foolio jumped into this Quando Rondo situation, man. Now, for those of you who don't know, Quando Rondo shocked everybody on social media yesterday when a lot of blogs started picking up some posts that he made where he talked about leaving his gang, when he talked about separating himself from all his affiliations in the streets. Now, it seems like he's going to keep all his ties in the music game, but as far as the street stuff, like being involved with the gangs that are out there and stuff like that, he's leaving that behind. But he put out some warnings out there as well. Now, Foolio used this as an opportunity to jump in this situation and diss Quando Rondo, man. So this has caused a lot of backlash, and a lot of people are talking about this, including the blogs. So before we get to the specifics and talk about all the details, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about Quando Rondo and Foolio. First, man, let me get everybody up to speed. In case you didn't check out my last video where I talked about this, Quando Rondo took social media by storm yesterday by essentially dropping his flag, by essentially telling people that he was going to be leaving his gang and he wasn't going to rep it anymore. Now, this has people on the street side and in the hip hop game all, chiming in with their opinions. One of those people being Foolio. Now, Quando Rondo gave his reasoning for leaving his gang as there not being any loyalty, and it seems like he was upset about the situation that took place in Los Angeles where he lost a friend of his by the name of Lul Pab. Now, Lul Pab lost his life several weeks ago when him and Quando Rondo were in LA. They stopped at a gas station and they were ambushed in a shooting. Here's a small news clip for you guys to get an idea of what happened.
And a wild scene here as investigators say the apparent target of this deadly gunfire, a rapper from the Atlanta area. They say a pretty well-known rapper, too, in this area, along with a second person in his black Cadillac Escalade. May have been a relative, may have been a member of his entourage. We don't know, but it's that second person, not the rapper, but the second person who was hit by gunfire, dies from the gunfire.
Now, judging by his social media presence on Quando Rondo's page and a lot of pictures they've taken together or whatnot, it seems like Lul Pab was a close associate of his, right? And when he lost his life, it hit Quando Rondo in a tough place, man. It had him rethinking about his life and making some changes. So that's why some people are saying him changing his life after this shooting and saying that he's going to drop his flag, essentially, not be a part of a gang, is a good thing, you know what I mean? But you have other people who live that life as well, who are mocking Quando Rondo and are also saying that, it might be a little too late. Now, you've had several people talk about that, but one that sticks out is Foolio. Now, Foolio is a rapper from Jacksonville, Florida, and he's really doesn't have a dog in this fight. To be honest, there's nothing involved in this. He doesn't claim the gang that Quando Rondo claims. He's not in this in any way. But he is a rapper that gets a lot of attention due to the drill scene in Jacksonville and a lot of the things that have transpired since him dropping his songs at Young and Ace and them dissing back and forth last year. Now, what's crazy is Quando Rondo is starting to catch a lot of attention from other people as well. But let's actually talk about Foolio's response. So Foolio's response, he said this. Now, in this post on Foolio's Instagram page, he said the following. He said, "Dog, homeboy died in Cali. He trying to squash beef and throw his flag in. It's too late for that, nephew," with a whole bunch of laughing, crying emojis, man. Now, to be honest, this is a serious situation, and I think Foolio was just, being one of those people who talks out loud, just putting his 2 cents in about the situation because he has a platform to do so, and it started to get picked up by some of the blogs. Now, he's only saying out loud what a lot of people are thinking. I'm going to be completely honest. Now, do I think Foolio is valid for what he's saying or has any right to chime in on the situation? I doubt that because he's not directly involved, right? But a lot of people have been saying that in the comments exactly what he said right here. Or a lot of people are saying something similar in the comment sections of a lot of these blog posts responding to what Quando Rondo was saying, responding to him leaving his gang, dropping his flag, and doing all that, right? And to be real, most of those comments are similar to what Foolio said right here. The only difference is Foolio has a bigger platform. Foolio's got a platform to say these things and it go to a lot of people. But if you read the comments about people responding to Quando Rondo leaving his gang, they all said the same thing. Like, if he's trying to squash the beef or trying to change, it's good, but it might be a little too late because we got to roll back. And remember that when King Von lost his life, it played out in the internet kind of wild, man, because you had several members from 4K Trey dissing immediately, like talking about him getting stepped on and stuff like that. Then you had several people, from Quando Rondo's side who showed up to a show he was supposed to have in Macon and were talking crazy on the camera. Like, it was a lot going on, man. Like, it was a lot of dissing. You had people dropping videos where they digging graves and stuff like that. So it's been a lot going on for you to call it off now. Now, the greater scheme of things, most people in hip-hop would rather them, yes, both sides just chill, nobody else get hurt, nobody else get shot. That is great for everybody, and that's great for the culture. But, man, to be throwing down flags and saying you're not a part of gangs and stuff now, it could be a little too late for his opposition. And we don't know because we can't talk to them directly. And also, that might not be his only motivation. Maybe this shooting that happened in LA had nothing to do with anything in music. Maybe it just had something to do with something streets specifically. And if that's the case, man, that might have really been his motivation to say, forget this, man. I'm leaving the street life alone. I'm tired of losing homeboys left and right. This is senseless. I should be a musician. I should be making music. The only problem is, man, so much has been done in the last 2 years that, man, it's hard to go back now. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure Quando Rondo, his affiliations with NBA Youngboy, his affiliations with 4K Trey, he's always going to have a lane and a way to survive in the rap game, just his association with that. But, man, on his own, he's going to have a tough road going forward. But Foolio, I have to say this. Now, Foolio does have to recognize that he has an audience and that anything he puts out there, a lot of people are going to run with it and a lot of the blogs are going to pick it up, people are going to read it, and they're going to interpret it their own way. Because a lot of people are going in on him because they're like, hey, man, you really don't have a dog in this fight. You shouldn't be speaking on this, when he could be just like anybody else in the comments speaking out loud. We've seen him in the past going back and forth with people from 4K Trey, like NBA Herm and cats like that. But, man, it seems like Foolio kind of thrives off this attention. I'm going to be real. It seems like he doesn't care. It seems like he likes to troll people in the comments, and this just was another opportunity for him to pick at somebody, and Quando Rondo seems to be the one that a lot of people are focused on right now. Well, what y'all think, man? Y'all tell me in the comments, man. Do y'all think that Foolio has every right to comment on this like everybody else? And is it kind of strange that Quando Rondo is now supposedly leaving his gang or whatnot? Or is this just something that has to do with Quando Rondo, maybe even, the other side, Lil Durk, OTF and them, you know what I mean? And maybe his side, 4K Trey, NBA Youngboy, or maybe even outside of that, something in the streets and those organizations that really doesn't have anything to do with us as fans. Now, with that, this has been your boy, Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.